about limbs? No, you don't need my brush. Settings. Yes, give me the tutorial. I'm a big goober. Fine. Graphics good. Music. Go down. Other than that, we'll make any changes we need as we go. It's pretty. If I want to buy some additional contents. Let's go with story. The simple and relaxing mode. I'm for simple and relaxing. It's not that I don't like complexity, it's that I prefer to know what I'm doing before I get into the complexity. Medium difficulty, hard mode for those who've been playing RPGs. Well, I mean, I've been playing for a long time. Very challenging mode for those who want to test their skills in numerous turn-based battles. Nah, I'm gonna whiz out. Play for fun. Relaxation.
1971.
I remember 71.
We woke up in a different world.
I didn't.
Where the Cold War ended along with the Vietnam carnage. All because of the Dome. The Dome. A territory full of anomalous artifacts, phenomena, and organisms. We still don't know what it is. An alien city? Some kind of a testing ground or storage? Whatever it is, no living thing trapped under the dome can escape it. Yet even this did not stop the research. The major powers created the Cronus Megacorporation to develop and explore the dome. Its secrets became a lucrative business. The Spire station was built on top of the dome to export the artifacts and import supplies and personnel. The city of Crystal Sands grew at the foot of the dome, eventually becoming a major transportation hub. All this required
Good evening to
thousands
members
of
joining me.
employees, and there was no shortage of candidates. Romantics, pragmatists, and adventurers of all trades swarmed recruiting centers around the globe, seeking jobs at Cronus. You were one of those people.
I was.
In 1976, your application was approved.
In 76, I
You
was
went under the dome
15.
towards the future. Whether a good one or a bad one, only time will tell.
So obviously, since I'm 15 and I'm going in, I'm prodigiously adept, smart, capable. Choose a character. Sigrun Ide. 34, female. Wing, black wing is... I can't remember. She's a gun fanatic. Oh, good, good. I think I would like to create a character, however. Welcome to Characters Creation Stream. Oh. Body type, man. Head type. Weird, it's got that face, but that ain't that face. That's type 2. Type 19. Go with that. About the hairstyle. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Feature, well, the feature looks about right. I don't know which looks more gray to you. 19? Or 2? I think 19 does. There we go. Looking like me. As I'm prone to do, I always make my characters look like me, if I can. Now there are 5 wings. The orange wing is like the criminals. One of the videos I watched talked about it. So deftness, dexterity and reaction time, encumbrance, criminal. Yeah, criminal. Allows you to take other people's things and penetrate restricted areas. Survival. Crone is divided into wings. White wing is brains. Well, clearly, it's me. Medicine, science, biochemical, resistance, guts. Blue wing. Charisma, also clearly me. Skill points per level. Psionics. Ooh, psionics actually sounds pretty cool. And influence. Sort of a charisma. That's the silver wing, and then the black wing is the grunts. Kind of like silver wing. But with a little psionics, you know? Psionics, influence, extra skill points. That sounds good. Sure. Attributes. I believe I want charisma, right? Charisma and brains, presumably. Guts. Alright, so muscles affect hit points, encumbrance, right? Perception, right? So these are my initial values. Psyche and charisma to be high. Guts is constitution, stamina, overall health. Affect hit points, regen, fortitude, melee weapon skills, and survival. Perception is good. My deftness is not good. It is not good. Fortune is like luck. Would like a few more points in my brains. So if I drop a point in guts, low intelligence dialogue. That's right. The video I saw for it, you can basically play an incredibly stupid character all the way to the end. You can play a no kills all the way to the end. You can play a nobody spots you all the way to the end. And maybe one off perception to give myself a little bit more brains. Let's see what we've got. Hit points, regeneration, close quarters damage, learnability, initiative, precision, encumbrance, inspiration, authority, movement, crit chance, psi damage. Wow, we're statted up. All right, let's go with that. Sure. Tagged skills. In Encased characters. In Encased, the game, characters have a variety of skills that reflect their prowess in specific areas. We recommend choosing 2 applied and 1 combat skills, but you may select 3 skills as your tag skills. This will add an additional 30 points to each tag skill. To tag a skill, click on the star to the left of its name. So light weapons, heavy weapons, psionics. Well, we want to tag that because that's kind of our deal. So 1 combat and 2 applied. Let's see, influence and survival, influence and science, medicine. Influence is one of our big deals to talking to people, but I think I like science better. Nasai. Kind of would like light weapons, but we'll make do. We'll do influence as well. So. In science, I have an analytical mind, which increases my perception. and a virtuoso chemist, biochemical damage. In influence, I have barter. So 5% discount on purchase of items. Charm, the ability to elicit trust and emotional closeness from my interlocutor. See, it's just that I'm so damned influential. Nobody can really say no to me. My psi powers, let's see. Phase shift, psychokinetic psi glove ability. Well, that just sounds fun. Teleports the target within a 15-meter radius. Does not affect large targets that occupy more than 1 square meter. Castling, psi glove ability. Swap places with a target. Cryogenic immobilizes the target. Pyrokinetic reduces the target's evasion and ignites it for 3 rounds. Fire! Right, next. Traits. When creating a character, you can choose one personality trait. For them, it has both pros and cons, and it's entirely optional. In case you created a character with low intelligence, one more additional trait is named as a bag of hammers will be added automatically. So your dumb characters are automatically dumb as a bag of hammers. Like it. Salieri, you work hard and take by force what is given to others from birth, even succeed somewhat. Lots less damage, but more critical hit chance. Penitent one, you and your friends survived many troubles. Lots of pluses to everything. Holy crap. There's got to be a minus. Now you're torn apart by a colossal feeling of guilt, and it seems to you that the dome itself has been saturated with it. Oh, incoming crit damage is 0.5, but plus 10 to everything else. Spirituality. Yeah, that's me for sure. Lots less damage. Much more resistance. Nah. Survivor. Less regeneration, less fortitude, but more resilience. Vampire. That does sound like fun. Fatigue minus 400 when killing an enemy. Stunned for the next round. You were struck by a poorly researched mental disorder that occurs only under the dome named psychoporphyria. When you kill someone, you experience an unusual surge of vigor. But you also fall into a delirium for a few seconds and pay no attention to what's happening around you. Tempting, but I don't think so. Redneck, grew up on a farm, more guts, and additional perks. Grew up on a farm, but digging through the dung day by day, rarely found time to develop as a person. Neanderthal. Note it says Neanderthal, but it's actually, the H is not actually there. It's Neanderthal. Close quarters damage. Cannot wear pants and jackets. Rawr. Dark Lord, now we're talking. Damage plus 20% for each companion in the company. Companion learn ability minus 20. You think of yourself as the Dark Lord and your companions as necessary retinue of loyal but dumb minions. They are in no hurry to dissuade you of this. Thrill Seeker. Experience plus 50% with health. So when you're low on health, you gain extra experience. When you're healthy, you gain less experience. Bossy since childhood. Charisma, adds 2 to the charisma, but it lowers your precision and encumbrance. That's intuition. You are endowed with almost supernatural intuition. There's little that can surprise you. Thus, you are used to solving all problems they arise and don't make long-term plans. You can't save action points for the next turn. But your precision and initiative are higher. These are some nifty traits. No matter how many fights there are in your life, each time they take you by surprise, though you always manage to catch up quickly. AP maximum 3, but minus 12 to your starting AP every time you fight. Prodigy, brains plus 4, minus 50 learn ability. You're exceptionally smart, but you know so much that when interacting with the world, you get only half experience. That doesn't sound great. Slacker, minus 3 skill points per level, plus 2 perk at the start of the game. Skill points minus 3 when leveling up. No Don Quixote. No, I liked, which was it? Survivor? No. Penitent one? Incoming crit damage, but plus 10 to everything. I'm going to go ahead and go with that one. Plus 10 to everything sounds good. A little extra crit damage. Who cares? I've got a whole lot of charisma. My psionics, really strong. Influence, really strong. Medicine's okay. we'll start the game. The Dome is an international project of unprecedented scale. I will go so far as to say that humanity has come all this way to get exactly where we are now. War, slavery, genocide, all those efforts will pay off handsomely. Wait a moment, bad phrasing. Cut that bit, will you? +1. Hey, I gained +1 transportation something. Conversations. Interacting with different characters is an important part of the game. Start dialogue, click on the character. They're set to talk to you. A dialogue interface will show up for conversations. You can find out valuable plot information. Attribute distribution. Low intelligence dialogue notification. I thought I got my intelligence up high enough. I don't have to worry about that. Employee of the month. Okay, we've got a whole bunch of things going by. I'm getting goodies. My story's updated. All kinds of stuff is updated. Monty. Elsa. Hi, Elsa.
A tall woman is watching an ad playing on the monitor, arms crossed. The polished to a shine badge on her black overalls reads, Elsa Olafson, Security Service. She glances at you and offers her hand in a businesslike manner.
Greetings. Please take all necessary precautions. By that I mean, don't turn your back on him.
Elsa nods at the orange.
Presumably that's the orange. Silverwing. Say that there's no need to keep the orange handcuffed. I don't see anybody handcuffed. Oh, I guess he does have sort of electronic handcuffs.
Olafson eyes your silvery jumpsuit and snorts.
Really? I thought you'd be the one to tell me about it. After all, your department has access to all the orders and personal files.
Her gaze shifts to the silver standing opposite and then back to you before she turns indignantly to the window.
Let's see. Pause should get me the... settings. I'm going to yoink the volume back up. And drop that down more. Monty James.
A guy wearing thick spectacles thrusts out a sweaty hand.
Monty James, Silverwing.
He glances down at your badge.
Ah, it's you. I found your file extremely interesting, and your CV, wonderful. Inspiring, really.
Well, that's really very nice of you.
When I had the opportunity to look over the files of my future colleagues, I couldn't resist. I don't want to sound boastful, but silver level clearance has its advantages.
Monty winks. Monty makes a ring with his thumb and forefinger.
You were number 63,784 on the waiting list, but you were lucky enough to get into the Dome after only 16 months. Besides that, zero, nada, absolutely nothing. You're a dark horse for both the Foundation and myself. How exactly did you end up in this wing?
Let's see. Salary's good and I'm here for the money. I don't want to admit that I enjoy that sense of power. I am a persuader. So we'll go with I'm no stranger to the corporate spirit. And I want to be a part of the most important company in the world.
The silver nods eagerly.
Important indeed, and by a wide margin. The entire board of directors has been on the Forbes list for a long time. Maybe you and I will be there too one day.
An uncomfortable silence rises between you, and Monty abruptly changes the subject. He taps the narrow illuminator panel with one finger.
Look, there's a storm rising. The lightning is strange. Green. Should lightning be green? This is my first sandstorm.
Igor Potanin, Tomoko Kimura.
The thin, pale young woman is sitting at the window, leaning against the illuminator. The glass is slightly fogged with her breath. She turns to you. Her shiny badge reads Tomoko Kimura, physiologist.
We've crossed the border. No way back now. Even traveling by the funicular wasn't so thrilling.
The White presses small hands to her blushing cheeks.
You were thinking, why have no children been born under the dome? I've got a working hypothesis, but I'm not ready to share it yet.
She says softly, as if answering a question you didn't ask.
Ask her if she sees the dark stain on the outer surface of the dome.
Kimura peers through the glass in the direction you indicate.
Oh, that's the aircraft that crashed into the dome during the first expedition. I believe that's a wing fragment, and there's some white canvas. What do you think that is? Maybe a parachute?
The White shakes her head, bewildered.
I just can't believe it. It's all true. We're on our way to meet the future.
What did you mean by we've crossed the border?
Kimura shoots you a surprised look.
You're familiar with the details of the
I kind of
briefing, right?
I slept
To
through
put
it,
it
okay?
simply,
There,
the
I
dome
slept
is a
through it.
selectively permeable environment.
The White draws an invisible hemisphere in the air.
Inorganic objects may exit the dome without difficulty, but any living creature dies if transported back to the outside world. That's why we're all stuck here for an indefinite period of time.
I will propose a hypothesis. Science of 30. Maybe the fertility under the dome is related to the field activity.
Kimura listens without interrupting, as if considering your every word.
It's quite possible. I would like to set up an experiment to test this in practice.
She cuts off.
Perhaps
abruptly.
we should go and mate immediately when we get inside.
You exchange glances with the rapidly blushing Kimura.
Not in that sense. I mean, yes, in that sense, but it is science, you know? It's quite serious.
Offer to test her hypothesis before it's too late.
She blushes even more.
No thanks.
Oh.
A man with a mustache and a blue jumpsuit is standing at the window, studying the
Igor
construction
Potanin.
site below
Planner.
through the occasional break in the clouds.
I'm Igor.
His badge
Come on.
reads Igor
Come on.
Potanin, planner. The blue taps on the glass with one finger and gestures you to come and take a look. Seems like he doesn't speak English. Using sign language, mimicry, and all of your artistic talent, you're able to communicate with the planner.
Clever.
Once he's sure you're watching, Potanin points up in the direction of Spire Station, from which you departed a few minutes ago. He sketches the outline of the station on a broad, foggy section of glass. Once he's finished, the blue turns to you with a delighted expression. With a series of confident strokes, the planner delineates the capsule's movement scheme, drivetrain, and massive hydraulic brakes on the glass. This time, Igor is quite laconic. He pauses,
Cargo.
then confidently writes cargo
Personnel.
and personnel in block letters, and draws an arrow pointing downward. Beside it, he writes relics, and draws an arrow pointing up. His
We go
arm
inside,
is turned back to
relics
front.
come back out.
The engineer stops you with a gesture, and after rummaging through his pockets, offers you a small candy. There is a picture of a crayfish on the white wrapper.
Crayfish candy?
Is this
Sure, why not?
candy crayfish flavored? It's surprisingly spongy and tooth-achingly sweet. You can only wonder what it has to do with crayfish.
It's delicious. Various actions such as eating food or taking medicines may impose certain status effects on you. They can last different times and be positive or negative sometimes. And abilities can also apply a status effect that changes the characteristics of the target. For example, bleeding or poisoning will gradually reduce health. Ability cooldown timer 4. Activate stealth. Evidently, I can activate stealth. I can also punch things, for the record. I can scan things. I can throw a bolt to see if there's a hidden trap or anomaly. I can dig, if I want to. Force. Smash a door, force a jammed lever, kick a malfunctioning engine to life, all that sort of stuff. I've talked to everyone except Quentin.
The orange is dressed in a new jumpsuit. The shiny badge on his chest reads, Quentin Bisley, Laborer. He's side-eyeing the screen skeptically. Despite his tired, grim expression, his gaze is open and friendly. However, the general impression is unmistakable. There's something frightening about Bisley.
Kronos Foundation presents gleaming, futuristic, state-of-the-art cities straight from the pages of science fiction. Well-paid, safe employment, career advancement opportunities, and a world-class social safety net. Noble and intellectually stimulating work in state-of-the-art laboratories.
My inventory. Got a scanner, got 440 combons, an active selectron, and a third letter from Kronos. A solemn letter printed in a font that mimics real handwriting. There's also a foil postcard and a ticket stub to Crystal Sands, a city near the desert. Got data, my reputation. I'm a member of Silverwing, damn it! Map, and the dome.
We're thrilled to welcome you to the Dome. Please hold on to the handrail and prepare for landing.
Stopping by the door's porthole, you watch as the ground slowly approaches. It looks brown-black through the tinted glass and smoky blue at the horizon. It almost seems like the clouds are pulling apart there. You can discern the regular pattern of a settlement in the mists hanging over the northern section. If this is the city, it's nowhere near as miraculous as the brochure. Just a few concrete buildings surrounded by sheds. It resembles the hab pods of a space colony in a sci-fi film. Yet, the scale is impressive. In only 5 years, a small civilization has arisen from these bleak sands to tackle mankind's greatest project. The blues and oranges did their share of the physical labor, but the main credit belongs to the brilliant administrators from Silverwing. At least, that's what you were
it's
told
clear. I mean,
during the
I'm in
pre-departure
Silverwing.
briefing.
Clearly, we're the ones who are making this thing
Just
work.
as you're about to move away from the window, you notice a whirlwind beginning to form above the ochre plain. The gathering storm drifts unhurriedly above the desert, a crown of green lightning flashing at its core. Clearly no ordinary weather phenomenon. It must be one of those anomalies. You freeze by the window, unable to avert your gaze.
Let's see. I will stay where I am, trying to see if I can spot the mysterious forefather structures.
The outlines of the landing site, blurred by clouds of dust, appear behind the greenish glass of the porthole. The capsule shudders as the braking devices engage.
This is the end of the Cold War. The world economy now revolves around the Dome and the study of its technologies, an effort shared among many nations, both capitalists and socialists. The world can rest easy. There will be no nuclear apocalypse, only collaboration in the interest of all mankind. Newcomer to Concord Station. Camera control. The camera's not tied to a character. You can use it with WASD. Why did they put WSAD? It's WASD. Why did they put WSAD? That makes me W sad. Turn to standard view. Click tab. Hey Ted, what do you think? Inside in the box. I'll talk to Ludovico
Come here.
Nazzi.
Come on now, or you'll miss everything.
A cheerful man in a white lab coat grabs you by the sleeve. A badge reading Ludovico Nazzi Scientific analyst, export department, dangles loosely on his clean uniform, which still smells pungently of washing powder.
Look over there!
He points upward with a sharp, wide gesture and hands you his field binoculars.
I take the binoculars and look where he's
You
pointing.
raise the binoculars to your eyes. Under fourfold magnification, the whirling cloud above the rust-colored plains looks even stranger. Its core glows with flickering green light and flashes rhythmically, and that rhythm seems to form a complicated pattern. Nazi bends close to your ear.
Fascinating. Do you want me to bring some filters? If we intercept the red and blue spectrums, we'll see something amazing. It's like a signal, some kind of message.
I do not have reconnaissance 30. I cannot use that answer. Ask him what it is
I don't
that I'm
know.
looking at.
Ludovico laughs unnervingly and snatches the binoculars from your hands. With the binoculars raised to his eyes, he minutely adjusts the focus.
It's a massive whirlwind north of Concord, and not merely some desert sandstorm. That's an anomaly. I hope it lasts long enough for me to make a proper observation.
Nazi looks from you to the capsule and to the landing terminal entrance. He flings his arms up.
Oh, mi scusi. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. You'd better get going or you'll be late for check-in. Your colleagues are already inside, and the storm is growing stronger. Yeah, the storm is growing stronger.
The White mutters in fascination, eyes glued to his binoculars, which is fixed on the spinning whirl of clouds.
And I was starting to get bored.
Gotta get over to the station. Shouts over.
It was
the
nice chatting.
Whatever these fantasists call the Dome, an alien colony ship, a gift to humanity from another world, the remnants of Atlantis, a prison for dark forces, a magical laboratory, the ancient Egyptians, personally, I think the definition doesn't matter. What we're going to do with it, that's what matters. Quests. Throughout the game, you'll perform various tasks, some of which lead you through the story, as well as others that reveal different aspects of life under the dome. You can always find out the task status and read the details in the data section. L. Pinned quests. Newcomer to Concord, and that's it. Reached your destination, landed at Concord Station, first asked to register at reception. Alright. I can do that. Vega Drinks vending machine. I could search trash bins if I was feeling like, I don't know.
Hello, come up to the desk, please. I'll register you.
A tall receptionist watches
Wish I
you from
changed my
behind
picture.
his desk with a bored, haughty look. He waves impatiently at you to approach. Noticing your silvery uniform, he offers up his best artificial smile.
Welcome. My name's Dean Rayhet. It's my job to help our new employees settle in. Please wait a moment or two while I register you.
The administrator slaps himself on the forehead.
I do that too.
I almost forgot the regulation pre-registration greeting. Just a second.
The regulation pre-registration greeting.
Rayhet produces a reel-to-reel tape recorder from beneath the desk, rewinds the tape to the
Okay, that's
beginning,
right. I was
and
going to say
presses
reel-to-reel
play.
tape takes place
The
in
speakers
76.
explode with a harsh, crackling sound, over which the tick-tick of a metronome slowly grows louder. Solemn music begins to play, and the administrator's face takes on a serious expression.
Dear employee, on behalf of the Cronus Foundation, I, Administrator Dean Rayhet, welcome you to your new life under the dome.
Welcome to your new life.
The administrator clears his throat and continues.
By joining our company, you choose the path of science and progress.
Exactly.
You are among mankind's best, and we ask that you live up to this.
Dean squints down at the monitor.
Deserve this title. Do your job honestly. Obey the law.
Hey, Z.
Respect your colleagues and
How you doing? How you doing?
The music fades, and the administrator finishes his speech.
And together we will build the best possible future for all mankind.
We sure will. I could bribe or barter.
Dean puts the tape recorder away.
Now that we're done with the official greeting, I'll register you and upgrade your Selectron. Okay?
Dean's hands hover over the keyboard. He gives you a nod.
Dictate your information, pass him a note on which you've written all your information in advance. Enter your data on the terminal. He can do the work.
The administrator squints at the paper in his outstretched hand before setting it next to the keyboard and entering the information into the database.
I mean, I'm from Silverwing, so he can do the manual labor.
Rayhet scans the computer screen.
So your position in the waiting list was 63,784. You've been assigned to Magellan Station. A special bus will bring you there after a series of briefings. Please pass me your Selectron so I can update the firmware.
Dean snaps the docking port of your pass to a recess in the casing of his computer. The administrator returns your Selectron.
So, colleague, you now have first-level clearance, which gives you access to the archives on the administrative level, the warehouses, and basically everywhere else except the secure facilities. You also have admin privileges at most terminals.
Yeah, this is appropriate. Super user?
Dean
Root?
continues.
All new employees have a short list of tasks to perform on arrival. Do you want to hear all the details or just the short version?
I'm be satisfied with the short version.
Rayhet snorts.
To make it short, get your uniform from storage, your weapons from the armory, pass the Psi abilities test, and complete your weapons training at the training zone. Then learn how to use the scanner, avoid anomalies, and properly catalog anything you observe. Last, go to the waiting room and wait for the bus to Magellan.
Right. But what do I have to do?
Dean sits back in his armchair.
That's it. I hope there aren't any questions.
I have no more questions. Why don't you take care of all of that for me?
Rayhet claps his hands in satisfaction.
Great.
He reaches for the tape recorder, but thinks better of it.
Protocol calls for a little welcoming preamble, but dash it all, that's nonsense. Welcome to Concord Station.
As he's about to turn away, Dean suddenly remembers something.
Oh yes, I sent your mail to your Kairos. Check your new messages. Well, that's all, I think.
Messages sent to you by various game characters are stored in the messages section of your Kairos. Messages from employees, computers also end up there. All new messages are in the inbox tab after reading move to the archive tab. Kairos, huh? My scanner. That's my upgraded Silverwing Selectron. So L was quests. Step 1, contact scorekeeper Sydney Maynard to get my field uniform. Okay. We have a map? We do. How nice. Let's see, where am I? I'm here. It's Dean Rayhet. Margarita Tkachenko. Who was it again I needed to see? Sydney Maynard. Sydney Maynard. So, theoretically, I should just walk in this direction. It's Sydney Maynard.
Behind the storage counter, you see a small, neat guy. His gingery hair shines with something like brilliantine. His badge says, Sydney Maynard, storekeeper. The silver perks up at your approach. A thick logbook appears at once from under the counter. Sydney puts on thick glasses that seem to age him 5 decades in an instant and studies the lined pages. The silver finally stops and pins down a particular page with his finger.
Now, this is your first uniform requisition, right?
Yes.
You can also purchase any equipment you need for the desert directly from me.
Please issue my equipment.
Maynard adjusts his glasses in a businesslike manner.
Before I give you the uniform, please listen to these short instructions.
Sidney fiddles with his hairstyle.
I can't even fake that.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Life under the dome can be dangerous. You may get shot, spill acid on yourself, get electrocuted, or suffer the effects of a dangerous anomaly. You may also freeze to death or get fried. That's why it's important to wear protective equipment when
That seems
traveling
like
outdoors.
Pretty decent
Of course,
advice.
in hazardous situations, the equipment will get damaged, and the more it's damaged, the more often one has to repair it.
The Silver steps back from his counter to indicate the repair kit boxes piled in the back of the warehouse.
Back there, you see them all? Oh, back there, you see? See them all? Back there, you see them all?
He points back at the shelves behind him.
We've got repair kits for this gear. There are Blue Wing specialists ready to help you at any large base, of course, but they're not always available. So you'd better learn how to use repair kits and workbenches on your own. It's a useful skill.
Sidney rests the logbook on the desk.
That's all the instructions. Now I'm going to issue your uniform.
The Silver disappears into the back for a while and returns with a small package. Unfolding the package, Maynard shows you a brand spanking new uniform.
Oh, a spanking uniform. Nice.
A silver suit jacket with coal black shirt and dark trousers. Sidney studies the way the light reflects from the cloth as he lovingly smooths the jacket
so
with
beautiful.
one hand.
The Silver Wing uniform is fit for field conditions, just in case. But something this fine, you should treat with care, you know.
He raises a finger.
One
Probably
more
not the
important
middle
thing.
one. One more.
In accordance with Order 16-225, helmets and gloves are not issued, but they're available for purchase from me. Please bear in mind that a full set includes headgear or a mask, jacket, trousers, gloves, and boots.
Sidney hands you the package.
Here's your uniform. Enjoy.
Sidney adjusts his glasses.
Trade is an
Sure,
important
I'll
element
show you what we've
of
got.
the Encased.
You
While
know,
playing,
we're
you will
pretty well
meet
stocked here in
characters who
Concord.
you can trade with
Take a
either by
look.
choosing related dialogue options or clicking the barter button.
Sidney scribbles something in his logbook.
Please come back anytime if you need
These are the
something.
things I have. These are the things he has. I currently have 440. We'll call them credits, but there's something else. Combine units or something. Well, I don't want to go just willy-nilly buying things, you know. They're called combines. Well, let's put on the jacket. And the pants. And the boots. How do I look, guys? I think I look damn spiffy. Alright, that's the first thing it needed doing. What's up next? Margarita Tkachenko. I guess she's probably through there. I am here, and Margarita Tkachenko is there.
Anything urgent, Mr. Krachkov?
Katarzyna, did you mark it as Class 1 again instead of 2? Look, here's the scanner data. It says the relic is a scientific device.
Wait, but it's still Class 1. I'm not going to violate protocol.
Katarzyna, my dear, you may violate protocol as long as it benefits the company. Take your lead from your colleagues. Correct your report if you have to, and don't act so innocent.
Vladimir, I'm done. How do we mark it?
Class 2 fragile. Tell Noyan the relic should go out with today's flight. Think about it. A Class 2 relic will mean a bigger payoff for the company, and that means a bonus in your wages. Categorizing it as Class 2 means access to state-sealed bids. I bet the Brits will buy it. They're always trying to one-up us.
All right, Mr. Krachkov. I'll correct my report.
Carl, add sealed bids to the marking.
she again?
Our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place.
The smell of good tobacco wafts off this tall, portly woman from a meter away. A black lacquered pipe, an
Well,
open
it is
logbook
76,
full
so
of
yeah,
signatures,
pipe.
and a metal flip calendar
When's
sit
the
on
last
the
time you saw
counter
anyone
in front of
smoking
her.
a pipe?
A small nameplate reads,
Tobacco pipe.
Margarita Tkachenko.
Attention, attention.
The woman fixes her coppery hair with one hand and casually lights her pipe.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Her voice is deep and gravelly. Margarita thumbs back a couple of pages in her logbook.
I see. This was your first receipt.
She glances at her Kairos, looks at you, snorts, and retreats to the shelves. Tkachenko returns a couple of minutes later, carrying something that looks more like a toy than a weapon. The weapon seems weightless as she spins it around her finger.
I ain't telling you shit about this thing, 'cause that's exactly how much I know. Laser, schmazer, cadmium battery, fiberglass body, blah, 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 blah. You probably know more about it than I do. Here.
Accept the firearm carefully with the barrel pointed downward, like you were trained.
Margarita drags on her pipe and releases a puff of thick yellow smoke.
I see you know the rules and won't cause problems.
For a second. Still a little stiff and sore. The longer I sit, the more it's a little more difficult for me to move around or stand up. But it's way better than it was yesterday. Ask about the weapons
Tkachenko
drawbacks.
bites down on the stem of her pipe.
Are you kidding me? I'm a different breed. One that doesn't understand toy guns. What if it turns out to be radioactive? Sorry, but I can't help you out on this one.
Well, what about servicing?
The black regards the Andromeda suspiciously.
Fuck it. If it breaks, bring it back and I'll trade it in for another one. There was a little cloth in the box it came in for cleaning the lens. That's all I know.
Cleaning the lens? The me?
The armorer shrugs, puffing indifferently on her pipe.
It's the least I could do. We have a requisition list from the Silvers. For free, you receive only rubbish. If you want the real deal, check out the weaponry shop.
Item
Or
quality
me.
is rubbish.
Leaning over the counter, the black points somewhere off to one side.
Now it's time for your training. Fatherby is already waiting for you by the big gate. He's a bit dotty, but a good man nonetheless. But before the training zone, go see that wizard guy with his toothpicks. Be careful around him, though. Don't let him pitch you a line. Psychic my ass.
She winces in disgust.
I didn't want to bribe. I thought I could purchase stuff from her, but evidently. Encased has several modifiable keys. Make your gameplay much more comfortable. Hold down Shift to view a more detailed tooltip for an item. Hold Control to attack characters and doors. Hold Alt to highlight interactive objects and objects laying on the ground. Excellent. So that's Alt. Shows me everything that I could interact with. All right, which one's next? Next. Learn how to use psi abilities. Andrei Mihai. Andrei Mihai.
Honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place.
Right there. 2, 3. They're conveniently numbered for my convenience.
Attention.
Well,
attention.
you've got quite an aura. You're a natural.
Right.
Yes.
In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
A lean silver with thick black hair and a huge cigar clamped in his teeth is sitting in front of you. As you approach, he flashes a sly grin and slowly raises an outstretched hand above the table. Something really weird happens. All the paper clips, pencils, scattered toothpicks, and bits of trash float up from the table and hang in the air. The silver badge reading Andrei Mihai, Science Instructor, floats up as well.
I'll show him that I have skills as well.
You thrust your hand forward, and your outspread fingers emit barely visible sparks of energy. Pencils, paper clips, Toothpicks
I have
and pistachio
magic.
shells dance chaotically in the air. The silver sticks out his lower lip as if to say, not bad, and gives you a thumbs up. The objects clatter back onto the table.
Here for the briefing, huh? Shall we get to it?
He takes the cigar out of his mouth and exhales a lush cloud of smoke.
A better place.
The silver props his elbows on the table.
Anyway, here's the deal. It's more profitable for people with a high psyche to study psionics. Give me your hand.
Yeah.
Not waiting for an answer, he grabs your hand with strong, dark fingers. He jerks his hand back at once, then touches you again, carefully and distrustfully.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You know you've got one hell of a talent, huh?
That's right.
Slimy little bastard, you. You want to take my office, I know. But you sure got some power there.
The silver takes a thin glove covered in talc from his desk and passes it to you.
Look, a glove, right? But it isn't just a glove. This is an ooh mama, hold me tight glove. It takes energy from your noggin, your psyche, and pew, concentrates it. Pew.
He counts off on his fingers.
Learn psionics. Put on the glove.
Attention.
Transform
Attention.
energy into the necessary
Please
shape.
handle relics carefully.
That's the whole briefing.
In case
Simple?
of damage,
Simple.
your life will be
Now to your
forfeit.
questions, huh?
In reply,
Show me a
Andre
trick.
jumps up from his armchair and thrusts his face close to yours, exhaling foul cigar smoke.
Quickly, think of a number, huh?
The unexpected question calls a bunch of different numbers to mind, but you can't seem to decide on one. The silver looks into your eyes.
3, 14, 13, 76.
He easily names every number you've got in mind. The silver takes a pull at his
Tell me about
cigar
how
and releases a
psi powers got
self-important
discovered.
puff of smoke.
Psionics. It's a gift for all of us. The forefathers took off someplace. Poof, gone. Only the dome remains. And this. Psionics, huh?
He rocks back in his armchair, puffing on his cigar. The toothpicks again slowly rise up from the table. Mihai spreads his dark hands. Toothpicks hover around his head in a kind of halo.
Scientists say everyone has an organic skill called psyche. You have it, I have it, everyone has it, huh? Big psyche, you got talents.
I've got big
Small
talents.
psyche, no talents. You'll need to carry a lighter all your life.
Attention.
All right,
Attention.
so, next up.
Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
Undergo basic military training with Winston Botherby. That is my psychokinetic glove. Equip as the primary. And my Andromeda. Does more weapon. More damage. I'll put that as the primary and we'll use that as the secondary. Next up, what's the name again? Winston Botherby. Alright, he's over there. Best way to get over there. No way out of here, but out here, okay.
I'll complain to the Silvers about
Moving
that.
between
idiot.
locations, the game world
They'll
is
take the
vast
appropriate
and divided
measures.
into many separate locations, some of which may be temporarily inaccessible. Transitions between locations usually look like doors, sealing off a darkened area, hatches, especially marked areas. The way is free. Click on them, and the character will open a portal and move through.
As you reach to open the sliding door, an engineer in a bright blue jacket stops you.
Hold on there, Chief. It's out of order. See? You're a newcomer, right? It's a straight-up open house here today.
He offers you his hand. According to his badge, this is Maxim Penkovsky, technician. The technician slaps the door with one hand.
You have to wait until I'm done. Some orange jammed up the lock with chewing gum just for a laugh. They're like animals, those oranges, marking their territory. If you ask me, they're too gracious about those bastards in Crystal Sands.
Can you open the door?
Penkovsky grunts angrily.
I wish I could. I'm gonna have to disassemble, clean, and reassemble it to get it working. It's work I don't need, and all thanks to some idiot.
Maxime extracts a thin, sharp precision probe from behind his ear and dangles it in front of you.
Though there's another way. You want to learn something about picking locks? It's a useful skill in all sorts of situations.
He looks at you expectantly.
Sure, I'd like to learn how to pick locks.
The blue's getting excited.
All right, looky here.
Penkovsky presses his pick lock, and an odd device resembling a hybrid of a screwdriver and a can opener into your hand.
Using a mechanical pick lock is easy peasy. No special skill required. They wear out after a few locks. While the old-fashioned kind is another thing entirely. Cheap, one use. But one has to know how to use it right. That's a tool for a master.
Maxime takes out another pick lock and crouches by the door. He gives you a quick lesson on how to pick a lock.
By the way, you can carry your tools in your belt. It's much handier to have them right there.
Penkovsky shows you his utility belt, where he keeps all kinds of tools.
He's
and
Batman.
gadgets.
Actually, finding tools under the dome is no problem at all. There are even devices for hacking terminals and so on.
Maxime hoists up his belt. The blue solemnly raises his index finger.
And one more thing. Always use brand name stuff if you can. Groovy produces good kits. Modus and Supercolor do too. They've all got fat contracts with Cronus, so they care about quality.
He looks at the door again.
Damn these locks. Though I'd rather be doing this than fixing hab pods. Those are a real pain in the ass.
What's wrong with the hab pods?
Penkovsky gives you a patronizing look.
Because they're poorly made, warped from the heat, and the filters aren't worth a damn. The modules were constructed by marketing.
Oh, marketing,
not
that explains it.
engineers. Building a city in the desert was also their idea. This project is all about PR. Cronus wants to show the world how tough they are.
Locks and lockpicking. Throughout the game, you'll come across locked doors or containers. Fortunately, they can be unlocked. Use right button on a locked door and select the desired ability from a list. Use of special lockpicks increases the chances of success, but those are usually deleted rather quickly. In addition, you can break down the door brute force, so if there's a terminal nearby, try to open it with that.
World, a better place.
Let's see,
I repeat, get a
I can
lockpick
shoot
and
it.
attach it to your utility belt. And then, apply it to the door. Yes, apply is the proper word.
let's see, we've got an electric lockpick and a simple lockpick made from broken scissors. Oh, that definitely is good. Attach it to my belt. Electric lockpick, simple lockpick. I can't. Oh, no. That's my servo shell. I won't go there. Neither of them appear that they will actually go anywhere because I don't have a belt. He said to attach it to my belt, but that's a relic. That's the belt.
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be
Insufficient ability. Examine. Flimsy door. Resistances. Energy resistance.
I repeat,
Open or
get
close
a
an unlocked
lockpick and
door.
attach it to your utility belt. And then, apply it to the door. Yes,
Don't have a utility
apply
belt.
is the proper word.
Ah, okay, that's everything. Oh, all right, yeah, got it. Let's see, is there another way for me? Perhaps over here? Nope, that's an armored door. Search the janitor's gear.
remember.
I repeat,
Work will make the world
I don't
a
need
better
a mop,
place. World, a
disinfectant,
better place.
or a piece of cloth. Now you repeat, but
get a
I-
lockpick and attach it.
Penkovsky gives you an appraising look. Maxime points at his
I never stop
utility
repeating,
belt
carry a
with its
lockpick on your
various
belt.
pockets, hooks, and
but I don't have
I
a belt.
repeat, get a lockpick and attach it to your utility belt.
I just right click and maybe it'll go someplace appropriate? No. Lock picking. Add to belt. Oh, that would work. Ah, okay.
And then, apply it to the door. Yes, apply is the proper word.
A better place. World, a better place.
Got it, I think. I'm picking a lock. Most of the time,
You're doing great.
I
All
only
right,
pick my
off
nose.
You go. I'll keep working on this lock because of that orange.
Welcome under the
Hey-o.
dome, an amazing excursion to a world of new technology and the riddles of an ancient
Okay,
civilization.
Winston Botherby, something like that. It's there, so.
Listen to this information, useful for all wings, and receive a colorful leaflet.
Huh. It's Winston.
Attention. Attention. Please handle relics carefully.
Can I knock?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, talk
this
to him.
is the dome from the inside with me, Victoria LeGrand. As you can see,
Hi, Winston.
A middle-aged black is sitting behind the counter with his hands in his lap. The buttons and zippers on his uniform are
Black isn't
polished to
racial,
a
black is
shine,
his,
and even his badge,
professional
Winston Botherby,
jacket color,
instructor, has been buffed so much it hurts to look at it. Botherby frowns as you approach.
Your first act is being late for the briefing. You going to be late for your funeral as well?
I hope. I am not in the Black Wing. I am Silver Wing, so I can't use the Black Wing questions.
The black looks you over.
Yes, I see the weapon received check mark. Looks like you are fully prepared to disappoint me. You are prepared, right, employee?
Botherby leans over the counter and directs you to the doors.
Behind this door is a combat simulation computer. Launch it and begin your course.
He raises his index finger.
The conditions in the training zone closely simulate those one would experience in the field.
Sure.
Your goal is to avoid getting lost and dying of dehydration. And try to aim the barrel away from yourself when shooting.
Thanks for the helpful hint.
Pulling a notepad from his pocket, the instructor jots down your name.
Your goal is to hit 3 targets. I'm going to monitor you and advise as necessary. And try not to burst into tears. That's all.
Shout,
Go ahead.
"Sir, yes, sir," and leave.
sipping a margarita right on this spot. Sounds like a sci-fi story, but we aren't strangers to sci-fi here. The detailed plans are ready. And according to them,
Okay, what do I do
there will
next?
soon be a real resort city in the West, with bars, casinos,
instructor.
spas,
Can I get in
and
now?
therapeutic saunas.
That's
I
the
don't know
janitor's
about you,
gear.
but I'm sure I'll come here in a year.
That's
and
the
you'll
training
feel
grounds.
like,
Okay.
This is
That's the terminal. Terminals throughout the game often have interact with various computers. Terminal screens information allow you to turn on disabled mechanisms and open locked doors. If you accidentally or intentionally kill one of the main characters, then information on how to progress further can almost always be found in your terminal. Oops, I killed a main character. Options. Use. Huh. Well, that's not it, I guess. Vega trading. Boy, Vega
Ladies
drinks
and gentlemen,
are
this
available
is
everywhere.
the
Where's
dome
the
from the inside
combat
with me,
thing?
Victoria LeGrand. As you can see,
Here?
there are endless.
Find instructor Winston Botherby. Well, I did. I can't talk to him the way it's blocked. Blacksmithing workbench. Door to Eco Zone. Door to training grounds. That's the door to the training
Welcome under
grounds.
the dome, an
Happen
amazing
when I'm in.
excursion to a world
Plans are ready, and according to them, there will soon.
Here we go. Preparing for combat. Before entering combat, make sure you're prepared. Check your and your companion's health. Move your weapons from inventory to hand slots. Load your gun if necessary. Prepare medicines to counter health damage. Consider the sequence of your actions and direction to attack. Or, well, just make a bloody mess. Enter Alpha to initiate the Alpha Squad program. Picture slowly changes. Looking closely, you can see the lines being rewritten one by one. Sherman system, Alpha Squad enters the battle. Turn-based combat. Encased has a turn-based combat. The move sequence of your opponents, allies, and yourself is determined by initiative action point. Initiative. Action points are spent on moving, using abilities, and attacking. After performing all your desired actions, you still have some action points left. You can spend them on increasing your defense class by clicking on the cover button, or you can finish current turn and save them for the next turn. Let's see. Can move to there. Not in the firing line. Or I can move to there to get him in the firing line. So let's see. One is an energy shot. I hit him.
Cheer for random chance if I were you.
Alright, he's greased. Target hit. Thrilling news. You aren't completely hopeless. Not enough action points. I have one action point left over. So can I get into cover?
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully.
I'll hit space.
Your life will be forfeit.
I'm not sure if they hit me. I don't think they did. In almost every battle, you're surrounded by interactive objects, traps, pools of toxic goo, flames, or barrels of fuel that can be blown up with a well-aimed shot. All of this can give you an advantage or, conversely, complicate your life. New round. How about if I shoot the barrel? I guess I can't. At him I can shoot. I missed. Miss. You're gonna have to remove the urinals under the dome thanks to your piss-poor aim.
I wouldn't cheer for random chance if I were you.
I can't see where I might be taking damage. Where's my hit points? Oh, okay. I got it. So I think we're here. My actions, then their actions. Got it. I'm currently at full health. He's mostly almost finished.
Am I going to live long enough?
Am I going to live long enough to see you hit something? I've hit 3 out of my 5 shots. New round. I'll let him come to me. I discovered a trap of some sort. He's still shooting at me. You have a 37% chance to hit. Yeah, you're gonna have to remove the urinals. You already used that line. Median. Oh, I have to reload. Scan, bolt throwing, dig. Let's try setting them on fire. Let's see. Damage. Oh, that'll do a nice chunk of damage. Confusion.
I wouldn't cheer for random chance if I were you.
Screw you, asshole.
This is The Dome from the Inside with me, Victoria LeGrand.
I need to talk to him again. Yep,
As you
I
can
succeeded.
see, there are endless
Dialogue with weapon drawn. Oh, okay. Make sure you don't have a weapon drawn when you start talking to somebody. Nobody likes to have a gun pulled. Crazy. Just left button, click on the weapon icon.
The sun reflects blindingly from the sun, and the air is as dry as a men's
on the icon.
What an inhospitable wilderness, you'll say.
Hide weapon. Oh, period.
Botherby nods grandly.
You made it through training without making a total fool of yourself. Congratulations. I'll send a report up the chain about your completely unanticipated success. You're dismissed, employee.
Kind of a dick. I completed the crash course. Mastered the use of the scanner. Step 5. Instructor Sebastian von Ulden. Sebastian von Ulden. Okay, he's down here.
I don't know about you, but I'm sure I'll come here in a year and we'll feel like a real
technology
queen.
and the riddles of an ancient civilization.
That's
Listen to this
Sebastian Van Orden.
information, useful for all wings.
Hi,
You see a tall scientist in a white lab coat, bathed in the dim lamplight. He almost appears to be hovering above the laboratory floor. The man turns at your footsteps. He's holding a paper clipboard and a pencil. His shimmering silver
Another silver,
badge
like
reads
me.
Sebastian Van Ulden.
Please handle relics
He glances from you to the glittering watch on his wrist.
I want us to respect one another's time. Please speak loudly, clearly, and to the point. You must be the newcomer I was told about. Nice to meet you.
Finished with his unusual greeting, he offers you his thin hand.
Greet him and say, I'm here for my
The
birthday.
scientist puts the clipboard aside, raises his watch for a closer look, and sets the timer. He shows you his watch dial.
According to the rules of this
Look at the
briefing,
wrist.
I have to touch on a large number of topics. Therefore, I will do so very briefly. Do not interrupt me. When I'm finished, I'll answer your questions. Within regulations, of course.
Sebastian produces his handheld and clicks some buttons.
I checked your scanner. It's working and is connected to the Minerva database. Everything you scan will earn you Kronos or Forefathers knowledge points.
The instructor watches you with displeasure.
Are you listening? Scan everything that might be of scientific interest. First of all, anomalies. They could be dangerous. Make sure to always have medication with you.
He places a canvas pouch in your hand.
This pouch is full of bolts. You can temporarily discharge an anomaly by throwing a bolt into it. It's primitive, but reliable.
Van Ulden pushes a button on his stopwatch.
So, my oral briefing fell within the allotted span of time. Any questions you want to ask me?
What are knowledge points and what's the difference between the two kinds?
The white scowls in annoyance.
Do you know
he's a
anything
white.
at all? What did you come under the dome for anyway? You get knowledge points for scanning objects. For scanning anomalies and relics, you receive Forefather points. Scanning the company's property and employees, living or dead, earns you Kronos knowledge points.
He explains with a sagacious expression.
You can exchange knowledge points for medication and equipment as part of the volunteer research program. Are you ready for the next part? The clock is ticking.
The instructor taps his watch meaningfully.
How do I scan?
Sebastian pulls a scanner from his pocket.
I will demonstrate this only once. To switch on the scanner, press the button on the right side of the manipulator housing. The scanning beam is narrow. It's intended to focus on one object at a time.
Okay.
Van Ulden turns on the scanner and continues.
My advice is to scan anything that might be of scientific or statistical interest. Relics, Forefathers objects, automatic doors, vehicles, vending machines, deceased employees.
He turns the screen so you can see it.
The
See?
scanner automatically transmits data to the Minerva system, and you receive knowledge points. Do you have any questions, or can we proceed to the practical part of our briefing?
I'll ask for a list of useful medications for researching.
You'll need some one-use stimulator injectors, bandages to stop bleeding, and anti-radiation agents and radioprotectors, including ARAD-3.
The white ticks these off on his fingers. He produces a black-capped, transparent plastic jar out of his pocket.
According to protocol, you should have this medicine. I'll give it to you as soon as we proceed to the practical part of the briefing. Are you ready, by the way, or do you have any questions?
I have no more questions. I'm ready to
The
proceed.
scientist glances at his watch again.
You're within the time limit for questions. The next step is training in the artificial ecozone.
He rests one finger on the button in preparation to start the timer.
You're going to go
Go.
downstairs and scan relics. I will be monitoring your progress. Please note there are several radioactive anomalies in the ecozone. These are the same conditions you'll be working in the field. Radioactive zones and relics are quite common under the dome.
He smoothly extracts a jar of yellow pills from his pocket.
Here's your Arad 3. And one more thing. Just a moment.
Welcome under the dome, an amazing excursion to a world of new technology and the riddles of an ancient civilization. Listen to this information, useful
He
for
said
all
just a
wings,
minute.
and
I
receive a
wasn't following.
colorful leaflet.
Let's see, we've got ARAD 3, Rad Force, belt item, Med Kit, belt item, bolts,
Attention. Attention.
I
Please
need to
handle relics
reload
carefully. In case
the
of
weapon.
damage, your
There
life
we
will
go.
be forfeit.
Master the use of the scanner.
Welcome under the dome, an amazing excursion to a world of new technology
This
and
is
the riddles
Victoria
of an ancient
LeGrand,
civilization.
and the dome. Please stand by for decontamination to end.
Okay. Oh, both doors open. They probably don't want that. Scanning. You have the scanning ability to perform a scan. Perform a scanning. Select the ability in the panel, then click on the object you want to scan for a successful scan. You receive knowledge points.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the dome from the inside. Victoria LeGrand. As you can see, there are endless salt pans here. The air is as dry as a nut's.
Okay. The world under the dome is full of strange and hazardous phenomena called anomalies. Most of them can injure, kill, or irradiate you. To detect
Please handle relics
and
carefully.
temporarily deactivate an anomaly, use the bolt throw.
Damage, your life will be forfeit.
So, scan that.
Toss a bolt at the anomaly to discharge it. Journal entry. A successful scanning attempt. You're doing all right so far. Go ahead. I'll keep an eye on you and make sure you don't screw it up.
Suspects something. What does he suspect? That I know what I'm doing? Oh, okay, so they don't stay that way for long. Ow. Is that everything I needed? What else needed? Scan the two objects.
Lying by a swimming pool, sipping a margarita right on this.
Von Olden gestures back at the eco zone.
You aren't strangers to
Okay, what
sci-fi
didn't I scan? Oh, that thing right there is what I did not scan.
Journal entry. All three objects have been successfully scanned. Upstairs, employee.
Sebastian meets you on the platform.
Your finishing time is within the acceptable range.
He clicks the stopwatch button, fixing the result time. The scientist turns back to his notes.
Not bad. One question. You observed several anomalies while scanning. Why do you think they appeared?
So
I'd
I don't have
like to
access
hear
to
your
the
opinion.
answers for the 4 other wings.
Attention. Attention. Please handle relics carefully.
That you don't give a fig about the reasons White Wing is putting a high-value asset, a manager, in danger. I won't smart off at him. I'll just say I don't know.
The scientist assumes a superior expression.
I knew you'd come up with something like that. I see you understand nothing about the nature of anomalies. So let me add a couple of points.
He glances at the shimmering blue light in the eco-zone.
The truth is, we don't know the precise reason for
It's
these
hard for
phenomena
you to really pull off a good smug
We
if you
actually
don't
know
know,
nothing.
dude.
No matter how much we try to convince ourselves otherwise.
Believe me, smug works much better when you actually have something to be smug about.
Sebastian points a thin finger at the clustered lightning.
I personally believe that the anomalies are the dome's security mechanism. The ones you saw are relatively harmless, but there are different anomalies in the desert, phenomenon that toy with the human mind.
Van Olden clasps his hands behind his back.
I know you don't care, but I'll say it anyway. Scientists today are required to be wonder workers who can heal cancer with a wave of their hand and solve the secrets of the universe during their coffee break.
Right?
For some reason, no one wants to understand that fundamental science is always an investment in the future. It produces no answers here and now.
The White's gaze strays back to his clipboard.
If something terrible happens under the dome one day, and I'm sure it will, science will protect no one. That is all. Off you go.
Attention. Please handle relics carefully.
I've completed combat training, learned how to scan relics, collected my weapon and uniform. The crash course is completed. Head to the waiting area for the bus that will take you to Magellan Station. Border landing track. Gunsmithing workshop. Training grounds are here. Garage door. Communications room. Landing track. It doesn't say specifically where to go. Head to the waiting area. Where the bus will. Waiting area with the bus.
In case of damage, your life will be forfeited.
Presumably it's going to be somewhere over here. Probably over there. Let's see, can I get out? I am here. There's no door there, so we'll get out. We'll get out the
Please
other side.
stand by for decontamination to end.
Information.
From the inside.
See you.
Please stand by for decontamination to end.
Thank you. Here. I think I need to get there. I really don't know where the waiting area is.
Welcome under the dome, an amazing excursion to a world of new technology and the riddles of an ancient
Table.
civilization. Listen to this information, useful for all wings, and receive a colorful leaflet.
Attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage,
Ed, spit it out.
your life will be
I can see that something's bothering you.
Well, it's a bit of a private matter, you see.
God.
Employee, please come here.
Come on
There's an
already.
urgent task.
A forgotten case with papers. I better check and see if I can figure out who this is for. An inactive spherical relic. Sure. And a report on stolen relics. Its official form, neatly filled in by a firm hand, judging from the stamps and signatures, it's been certified by a top Black Wing official. Level up, I'm level 2! I don't know what that gets me, but I'm level 2! Let's see, I'm level 2, I have 78 hit points, my experience, I assume 1,000 XP, 1,040, so I assume 1,000 got me to level 2, 3,000 will get me to level 3, 7 action points, I start with 7, AP maximum is 17, initiative, encumbrance, movement speed, my resistances, they're not great. I am trained in light weapons and psionics. No, psionics. Ooh, I got more goodies. Confusion, energize, doesn't deal damage, reduces their defense, and pyrokinesis. A cone of mental fire. Yeah, now we're talking. Sorry.
Attention. Please handle relics carefully.
That's the garage.
Life will be forfeit.
Landing track. It doesn't really say where the comm room. We see where the main, or where the waiting area to take him at Magellan Station. Ah, those are the relics I scanned. Anomaly, okay. Newcomer to control. That's the quest I'm still working on, right? Messages. Instructions for newcomers. Require you to go to the landing zone and wait for the bus. Miscellaneous. This is just data stuff that I have picked up, right? Is there a mark all? You see, these kind of things drive me nuts. I can't let that number sit there. I'm here, and is this the lounge? Let's WASD around a bit. This certainly looks like the lounge, doesn't it? Press your Selectron against the access point, which responds with a hostile buzz. Your Selectron's been temporarily suspended.
Well, hello there.
Badge and broadcast regions. Adolf Schmitz, head of security. Schmitz is studying you. Back disapprovingly, it seems. He wipes off a bit of lint off your shoulder and adjusts the collar of your jumpsuit. Your uniform could use a wash. Badly. It's brand new! Head of security services. You're to be sent to Magellan, but there was a change of circumstances. He nods towards the door behind him. Got an urgent order for you. Your help is needed at a nearby object. So I was going the correct way. Mr. Kingsley is waiting for you right now to give you your assignment. He'll tell you everything himself. He steps aside, glancing down at your boots. He shakes his head. Ask why he needs you, but not the other silver that arrived with you. Agree and proceed to the guard room. Say that you have business to attend to and you'll return later. Ask why do you need me? He looks at you amused. Another silver, you say? That's strange. There weren't any other Silver Wing personnel on the new arrival manifest. Must be a documentation problem. Come in, please. The video phone's on the wall over there. Video phone.
The giant display glows welcomingly when you approach.
That's nice to be
A
welcome.
red light comes on under the screen's steel hood. The camera is switched on. A gray old man with high cheekbones appears and squints out at you from the screen.
Do you copy?
He leans close to the camera, his glasses glittering.
My name is Martin Kingsley. I'm Chief Officer of Magellan Base. We were supposed to meet in person, but unforeseen circumstances prevented that. One moment. I'll grab your file.
He reaches for something out of view, produces a thin folder with your name on the cover. Apparently, your file.
It's a thin folder.
Kingsley opens the
Because
folder
my
to
accomplishments
thumb
are
through
so
the pages.
manifested, they simply say, did a bunch of stuff.
He marks one of the pages with a pencil.
Silverwing. Colleague, I'll be honest with you. It's crucial for me to know my managers. So I'm asking you straight. Why did you choose a career in our division?
Well, let's see. Confess that I enjoy power over other people. Answer that I'm interested in auspicious projects and challenging tasks. Explain that it's all a matter of ambition and your wish to make a lot of money and live a prosperous life. No, I like auspicious projects, challenging tasks. That sounds more ass-kissing.
The administrator jots down a word or two.
All right. I put that down.
He sounds as formal as you. Kingsley closes the file and folds his hands in front of him.
Thank you for your reply. I learned a little more about you. Now I want you to learn a little bit more about us. Keep in mind, this is not a rehearsed speech.
Sure.
He assumes a serious expression.
When the dome was discovered in 1971,
I was 10.
It became a scientific and media sensation, a worldwide phenomenon, and likely the most significant discovery in the history of mankind.
Probably.
Kingsley drums his fingers on the unseen desk, his gaze focused somewhere beyond.
I see. You were enticed here by radio advertising, telefilms, and all those interviews, billboards at every turn. Cronus wants the world to see the Dome as a stage where something merry and fascinating is going on. But now that you're actually here, I want you to see the real picture.
You can't make out his eyes behind the glare on his spectacles, but he seems to be staring directly at you.
Here's the truth. Nobody was waiting for us inside the Dome. It's neither a treasury of technologies nor a cemetery of the ancients. Perhaps what we're doing now is defusing the world's most complicated bomb. Will our mission thrive? I believe so. If we work together and everybody does their part.
He looks back at your file.
I say, do what must be done. Because that's what the concept of the 5 wings is all about.
Kingsley points at the camera.
You're from Silverwing. Special requirements are imposed upon you. You must direct others whilst having no real power. You must provide an illusion of might and well-being, and be honest and wise enough to reconcile your actions with your conscience, no matter that one clashes directly with the other.
Conscience. Wait a minute. I learned what a conscience is in school. Give me a second. No, it's gone.
Putting the folder aside, he sits back and stares at you in silence. It gets so quiet that the ticking of a clock can be heard through the speakers. Kingsley sighs quietly.
You were probably waiting for some boilerplate welcome speech, but I prefer to talk about real-world problems. Glad to meet you.
Say that, so am I.
Martin nods slowly.
I apologize once again for this long-distance meeting. Now, as we don't have much time, I'd like to get to the point. I'm sure you're curious why you were taking off the bus to Magellan and brought here instead.
I'm curious why I was taken off the bus to Magellan and brought here instead.
He moves closer to the camera.
I'm going to show you a short video. Please pay attention.
Will there be a quiz after? Because I really don't. I didn't study for the quiz. I didn't do the reading.
Kingsley's face freezes on screen.
I have an urgent mission for an employee of your background and qualifications. I'd have assigned someone from Magellan, but I'm short on personnel. That's why it has to be a newcomer. I apologize again for the rush, but it seems I have no choice.
Martin noisily clears his throat.
Maybe you've heard about Nashville Base. While preparing the materials for this mission, I came across a short documentary film about the complex. I think you should watch it.
The speakers produce a hollow click. Purple, gray, and black spots flicker on the screen. A blurred title, The Cronus Archive 1971 to 1974, was used in the production of this recording, appears at the bottom. The shadow of an airplane flies across a faded yellow desert. A cheery voice fills the room. Every day, our researchers uncover more and more of the dome's secrets. There is no doubt the underground structures, so-called objects, are organized according to some pattern. Though early on, the importance of the relics to scientific research was considered insignificant. The desert dims into the black of a chalkboard. White lines drawn by an invisible hand begin to sketch a schematic of the dome. The narrator continues. By 1972, however, many important discoveries had come to light in a period of only a few months, and the construction of stationary research bases adjacent to the more promising objects began. Personnel moved into Ankara in May of 1972, and within half a year, Boston and Dessau were also brought into service, though the biggest discovery was yet to come. The picture changes to a chasm suffused with electric light, people bustling about everywhere. The speaker's voice seems to come from a distance. In November of 1973, a massive network of underground caves and a structure of hitherto unseen complexity was discovered in Sector C-12. Soon afterwards, the construction of C-12 Nashville began. The camera glides through dim caverns as the silhouettes of bizarre mechanisms emerge. Metal structures loom up from the dark, surrounded by earth-moving machines and exhausted miners wearing orange jumpsuits.
Oranges.
The speaker continues. C-12 Nashville is an innovative research complex located atop the primary relic mining location. The complexity of this object is unique. Communications. The film abruptly cuts out, and Kingsley's face reappears.
The rest of this information is classified. Hopefully you get the main idea. Nashville is a very special place, requiring people with both special qualifications and special clearance level, though yours will do for your task.
The chief officer bends threateningly close to the camera.
I thought I made myself clear.
That
That information is
about what makes
classified.
Nashville special, but he doesn't want to tell me. What's the
Martin
task?
adjusts his glasses.
So, the task. Nashville base stopped transmitting and receiving signals yesterday
That's
evening.
probably not good.
A reconnaissance group was sent out earlier today, but we haven't heard anything from them yet either.
So you want to send me? I suddenly, I think I have to throw up.
The chief officer rubs his forehead.
Normally, I would never give this task to a newcomer like yourself, but I just don't have enough people.
In other words, I'm disposable.
He looks down at the documents again.
Furthermore, the group was lacking someone with your specialization. I thought the mission would be quite straightforward and didn't send any administrative personnel. Now I suspect the Nashville situation may be much more complicated.
Kingsley is looking into the camera once more.
Your task is to get to Nashville, figure out whatever's behind the communication problem, get in touch with the group, and work with them to solve the problem.
Okay.
The chief officer carefully returns the documents to the folder. You notice his hands tremble slightly.
Oh, great.
Go downstairs. The truck must be waiting for you in storage. This task is urgent, but a small delay is acceptable if there's anything you need to settle here first. That is all. Any questions?
Kingsley's hand reaches toward the camera.
Great to hear. Take care of yourself. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks. I look forward to it. Prepare yourself to leave the base's defensive perimeter and venture into the outside world of the dome, where you must rely solely on yourself and your companions. Check your gear one last time. Go to the orange truck waiting for you in the garage, which we will use to continue your journey to the Nashville facility. Later in the game, you'll be able to acquire your own vehicles, which will act as your mobile base of operations and give you unprecedented freedom. Okay. Here we go again. Having a bad day? Squabble with the wife? Scratched up the paint on your car? Elf, why do you hate me so much? What did I ever do to you? Let's save the drama. Where's the cargo manifest? I know what it is. I know it came from Campbell, but I can't accept the cargo without the manifest. Manifests he wants. Always manifests. Ah. You're a cold man, Ulf. You're heartless.
Hey, did you see that storm? Hell, you want me to go back out there?
Let's see.
Well, I guess I'm going back to Campbell then.
2 quests. Newcomer to Concord. Completed. Series of strange events. My story. There we go. Active quests. Pinned quests. A series of strange events. The short film was quite entertaining. And the other is... First task is to turn the tap.
Hey, can you spare a cig? I'll have a puff to pass the time until the storm ends.
Truck is covered with desert dust, engine still burning hot. It feels like the car's come a long way before it got here. When you put your hand on the cockpit An almost imperceptible noise like the rustle of an ocean fills your head. A slight tingling sensation occurs on the tips of your fingers as if from a weak current. Tractor trucks. It's an M&M truck. I'm supposed to wait for is it a bus? Jupiter moon car.
Good day.
Todd Gasparian.
I'm all ears.
Looks at your silver uniform, brightens up a little. Maybe he'll listen to you. You're coworkers, after all. Who cares that I've got no papers? Well, my bad. Shit happens. What am I gonna do now? Go back? Just so you know, there's another storm out there, and it's no use. Sympathize, you're being sent on the road, too, to Nashville. Real terror is apparent on his face. Where? Nashville in this weather? I tell you, they must have completely gone... there's no point to this. Their papers are more important than people, see? Take care of yourself on the road. The dome storm is not for nothing. And another thing. Well, in Nashville, take care, too. There are rumors.
I hope to see you again soon.
Wolf Knudsen.
How
Gives
can I help?
suicidal orders as his trait. A tall, beefy Silver is puffing on a cigar, examines you keenly like he's trying to remember your face. The lettering on his badge says Wolf Knudsen. The hangar and first floor Concord are restricted areas requiring special permission. Please leave this area. He raises his hand and points to a sign on the wall.
Come back again.
Supposed to go down to the garage. It says the garage, right? No. That's the garage. Okay. This must be the transport. The Arctic vehicle's numbers have been scrubbed off by the desert wind. This must be the transport Kingsley spoke of. The driver's side door is open. A young woman is sitting sideways on the driver's seat, legs hanging out.
Hello.
She offers her hand. Hi, I'm Clara Morgan. You're the novice going to Nashville, right? What's your name? How do you feel? Mind if I smoke in the car? The handshake is surprisingly firm. Clara smells of soap, some fragrance, slightly of gas. Introduce myself. She smiles. Glad to meet you. Glad to meet you too. How did you like the load capsule and the funicular? I've got nuts. You want some? Or candy? Oh, I've got chocolate-covered fruit. Try some. Did you know that candied fruit are dried, then boiled in syrup? Climb into the cabin and plunk yourself down on the passenger seat. The truck seems bigger on the inside. A wooden rosary is hanging from the driver's mirror. The radio murmurs quietly. Lean back in your chair. She slams her door. We going then? We should probably go now. The roads are bad, very little asphalt. Dirt tracks mostly. God willing, we'll get there before the storm hits. And if I turn the radio... Mind if I turn the radio up a bit? You like music? Blues? Gospel? I, for instance, like... Can't make out exactly what you like. The roar of the engine smothers the rest of the sentence. The truck lurches in the motion. Yay! I'm off. Roadside picnic staging post. There's Nashville, and there is the big rotating storm of doom. 1973, the northern and eastern parts of the dome were covered by a developed network of roads along with related infrastructure, cafes, motels, and of course gas stations. Today, there are little more than a dozen gas stations, but the Cronus management expects to bring their number up to 50 by 1975.
The highway leading to C-12 Nashville is blocked by an anomalous storm, and you're forced to detour over a mountain pass. Soon, the radiator boils over, and you have to stop.
It's always something.
Clara lifts up the hood and thoroughly examines the steaming radiator.
The engine's boiling, so we'll have to wait. You do know what happens when a car boils, right? It's...
The Blue shuts her mouth abruptly and stares anxiously at the dark funnel cloud dancing on the horizon. Now that you're on higher ground, it's clear that the storm has overtaken a fairly large section of road. It will be difficult to pass.
Should I ask her what to do next, or tell her she should call for assistance? Let's go with the assistance.
Morgan turns on the radio. The air is filled with white noise and distant, barely audible voices. Clara shakes the device, then shakes her head.
See? The radio isn't working either.
Well, what do you do
The
next?
Blue looks at the engine again.
We wait. As soon as it cools down, we'll go. This storm worries me more, but it's not an insurmountable problem. I heard there are some relics at the local gas station that protect against anomalies. You could even accidentally step on one out here, they say. Mysterious are the ways of the Lord.
Let's see, ask her more about the relics, ask her about anomaly storms, find out what's interesting about the gas station. Or leave, saying you'll go to the gas station and figure everything out. Tell me about the storm.
The blue looks at the storm once more.
There have been more and more of these lately, and they're getting stronger. I personally think it's divine judgment for how we've squandered the riches under the dome.
She sighs and squirms.
I knew people who got caught in one of those storms. They blow up so fast, there's no chance to get away. God rest their souls.
The blue makes the sign of the cross.
Ask her to tell more about the relics.
Your companion perks up a bit. She seems to be interested in this subject.
This place is registered as a resource anomaly zone. Do you know what that is? It's when the relics mined there have been studied and deemed useful. Not much is known about these relics. They dampen anomaly fields, even very strong ones. They're also found in other parts of the dome. They're known as bronze apples or aluminum apples. I don't remember, but something like that.
Well, I would assume that the color would determine it. If they look bronze, they'd call them bronze. What's interesting about the gas station?
Morgan thinks for a moment.
It's a combination cafe gas station called Roadside Picnic. Never been there myself, but there's something off about it. There are several anomalies around there and weird relics. Supposedly, machines and structures decay much faster than they should in that area. But maybe that's just a story.
Are you saying that you'll go to the gas station and figure everything out? I guess I'm on my own. Let's see. We got any quests? Yep. All right, we broke down. That's true. Anomalies. Conversations. Right. No, that wasn't it. Did we not go through all of these? See, when it changes and there's a 1 there, that implies to me that there's something new. Travel. At the bottom, evidently. Inventory. Implies that there's radiation. Rust-eaten radioactive hazard sign. No. Okay, I'm convinced. Om Mani Padme Hum. Repeat after me. Cronus transit points soon on every corner of the dome. We've got a decommissioned turret. It's deactivated. Immense robotics. Unbelievably accurate. I'm going to save the game right here. Oh, so cleverly titled Save 1. Let's see, I'm here. We've got Aaron Melville, Swallow, and Rabindranath Krishnaswamy. Travis Brightman. Cooking pit, Theodore McCready. Chemistry workbench. This is the roadside.
Who the hell goes there? Come on in, since you're already here.
That's Aaron Melville.
A weird, scruffy old man with a matted beard is sitting in front of the checkout terminal. The badge on his blue jumpsuit is long since bleached away. The name Aaron Melville is written there in black marker. With a groan, he picks up a magnifying glass and, peering through it, begins poking at the keyboard.
Magnifying glass? I think you mean a magnifying lens.
The computer plays a short tune. Checkmate, the system declares. The old man angrily sets the magnifying glass aside.
A Grandmaster? You're a piece of junk, not a Grandmaster. And a cheater to boot.
How does one cheat at chess?
He raises his head to squint in your direction.
Eh? What do you want? I don't advise eating here, and there's nothing to buy. And either way, we're closed.
The shopkeeper rises from his seat, and you
He's
notice
a peg
he's
leg?
sporting a peg where his left
Melville,
leg
yeah.
should be. The old man
Tell him
throws
the
up
truck
his
broke
hands
down.
with a scowl.
Then go fix it.
Why are you so unfriendly with visitors?
The old man frowns and sniffles loudly.
You want to write a complaint? Go ahead.
He looks at you for a minute. When he realizes you're not going to complain, the surly expression slowly leaves his face. The angry look turns to a sad one. After a brief pause, he speaks again.
Yeah, well, I do have some problems.
Yeah, you're a jerk.
The old man lowers his voice, almost to a whisper.
The oranges pick on me. Escapees, by the look of it. They demand food, money, gas. I've got a turret at the entrance, but it doesn't do no shit. I stand in, screwed something up with the circuitry in the basement. Gotta take a look when I get a chance. But with my leg acting up, those rickety stairs just ain't my cup of tea. So here I am, sitting and playing chess, waiting for those bastards to come back.
Melville's getting grim again. He adds,
It's my business, and you'd best stay out of it. But if you want to, here's the key. Go down to the basement and see if you can do something with the generator. Maybe you could get the turret to work. That'd make things easier.
Oh, that's the restroom. Not especially interested in the restroom, I have to admit. Kitchen stoves, double doors. Where's the basement?
I'm still tweaking out.
Just get some sleep. That's all you need.
That's the thing. I don't want to sleep. Those whites sure know their chemistry.
Turret trouble. Turret at the entrance is functional. You need to go down to the basement. Where's the basement?
What did they add in there anyway?
Some kind of stimulator?
Where's
Or
the
maybe
basement?
some forefathers stuff? Why do you even care, honey?
The basement reached from outside. 'Cause I don't see any doors or anything. Trap discovered. Scavenger trap, yeah. Okay, yeah. Wow, lots of scavenger traps. Alright, that's the side door. Close that. Don't know how we get to the basement. Know how we get to the roof. Where's the basement?
The old man sits at the counter with his head propped in one hand.
No food, no supplies.
That's the bathroom. No obvious way to the basement there. How the hell do I get to the basement?
I'm still freaking out.
Just get some sleep.
Well, that's the key he gave to me. Oh, transition to the basement. There it is. It's just hard to see. All right. That's not great that they make it so difficult to see stuff like that. What is a house if not a fortress? This good old concept came to its logical conclusion in the 60s when they first began to construct bomb shelters under private residences en masse. I never believed that nuclear war was inevitable, but people need to feel safe, right? With the dome's discovery, nuclear war is yesterday's news. Aliens are the new hot topic. The shelters being built now are a precaution against the second coming of the forefathers. I am now downstairs in the basement. A rat. Got pipes. Military grade med kit. Let's go ahead and take that. Canisters real quick. Canister of gas. Sounds like there's rats in the pipe. Refrigerant barrel. Boxes. Found there. Ammunition box. I'll take all of those. More ammo for me. That's the generator. I can't start the generator. I don't have enough tech. The basement before the power supply. Use it now. Form a visual inspection. Maybe search for components. Box of components. Maybe I can find some parts. Electrical equipment. And a reagent box. Barrel. Nothing in the barrel. Cardboard box. Stack of documents. Some coffee stain reports, certificates, directives printed on teletype. Fridge. Anything in the fridge? Canned ham. Packaged water. Distilled drinking water that you can drink, use for cooking, or pour on your burning pans. Good to know. Take those. Doesn't look like there's anything I can do with the generator, though. Nothing to scan. Just curious. The couch. There doesn't seem to be anything I can do with that. So, need to go to the basement and restore the power supply, but I don't have the knowledge to. Some way of increasing my knowledge, or something I can find that will functionally increase my knowledge. Well, if I take that, nothing I can do with that. Cardboard box, I think, is the last thing down here I can check. No, that had the documents. What happens if I use the pipe? I expect nothing good. Knock on the pipe. Something responds with a threatening rustle. I just don't think there's anything I can do to fix that. Requires Tech 20, and I don't have Tech 20. Inventory, data, reputation. My stats. It's my inventory. Data. Reputation. Dome. Current map. Ladder. Generator. Yeah, I can't do anything with the generator. Just can't. Right, I can't use it. I don't have Tech 20. I also don't even know where. Let's see. Character, quests, inventory, craft window, map. So what other gameplay? Phase today. Input. Character perks, stats. Oh, stats is O. It's the same stats. Deafness, brain. I don't see where I have like tech or something. Abilities. Perks. I am employee of the month. I passed the training and we're enrolled in the Silver Wing. I'm smarter, guys. Abilities, right? Those. I just don't see what exists. Oh, skill points. Is that skill points to spend? Applied. Tech. I believe it was 20. I can fix it now. By 1973, the northern and eastern parts of the dome were covered by a developed network of roads along... I already did that. Okay. Talk to Aaron Melvin.
The old man sits at the counter with his head propped in one hand.
No food, no supplies, and the coffee is horse shit. Get out of here. Oh, it's you again.
I repaired the turret, dumbass.
The old man squints and gives you a silly smile.
Huh, so it's like that. Well, thank you, thank you. I didn't think you'd be any good.
Yeah, well, screw you. Hey, wait. The map rotated. Can it do that? Camera rotation. Yeah. Scroll wheel button. At least now I know. Quests. Terra Trouble. Newcomer to Conquer. It's complete. Oh, man, Terra Trouble's complete. So we're back to the Strength Search. Vehicle broke down. I think this is probably a good place for me to call it. Let me save. And call it. Actually, I'm enjoying this so far, so I expect I'll be back at this again tomorrow, assuming the back continues to improve, or at least not fall apart even more on the old men. It's pretty good. I like it. A little bit on the slow side, but I'm fine with that. But I expect I'll be back tomorrow at my usual time of 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. I hope you had a little bit of entertainment value out of this. So, I think more of this game tomorrow. And I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you had a little fun. Hopefully you'll see me soon. Have a great Saturday evening and a nice Sunday as well. In fact, enjoy the rest of your week.
Shit. Strong stuff.
Shit, strong stuff indeed. And I will catch you next time, guys. Take care, and ciao for now. Meadow.